Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Let's practice. In this series, we will cover all the important questions from the important topics of chemistry. I can assure you that from this series, you will get to revise all the important topics which are important for your UPSC EPFO exam. So let's start today with our fourth topic, acid, base, pH and chemical equations. I will suggest you that in each question, first pause the video. Try to attempt it by your own. You can comment your answer in comment box and then resume for the solution. I will try to explain and give some extra fact in each question. So let's practice. Question number 1. Why is calcium carbonate sprayed in legs sometimes? Option A, to increase the pH value of reservoirs. Option B, to decrease the pH value of reservoirs. Option C, to reduce the acidness of reservoirs. Option D, none of the above or more than one of the above. Correct answer is option D. In some areas, there is acid rain due to more environmental pollution, due to which the pH value of the reservoir is reduced. That is, the acidity increases and the life of aquatic organisms is threatened. That's why calcium carbonate of alkaline nature is sprayed to increase the pH value of reservoir to decrease the acidity. Okay, I think it's clear for you. Now let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is the correct pair of acid produced through ant sting and its neutralizing agent? Option A, formic acid, baking soda. Option B, carbonic acid, baking soda. Option C, formic acid, acetone. Option D, formic acid, vinegar. Correct answer is option A. Formic acid is produced when an ant stings an individual. Formic acid is a simple carboxylic acid. Its effect can be neutralized by a base called baking soda NaHCO3 by rubbing it on the affected paint. Let's see the next question. Match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer by using the codes given below the list. List 1. Acids. 1. Oxalic acid. 2. Acetic acid. 3. Citric acid. 4. Benzoic acid. List 2. Usage. A. Bleaching of leather. B. Processing of wood. C. Washing metals. D. Preservation of medicine. Codes are option A 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D. Option B 1A, 2C, 3B, 4D. Option C 1D, 2A, 3D, 4C. Option D 1C, 2D, 3A, 4B. Correct answer is option A. Usage of oxalic acid. Bleaching of leather, removal of ink, photography, clothing, printing. Usage of acetic acid, preparation of vinegar, acetone and processing of food. Usage of citric acid, washing metals, processing of food and drugs, cloth industry. Usage of benzoic acid, preservation of medicine and food. Usage of sulfuric acid, accumulation of batteries. Now let's move on to the next question. With reference to acid rain, consider the following statements. 1. It is precipitation with a pH of more than 5.6. 2. It is mainly a mixture of H2SO4 and HCl. Which of the statements given above is or are incorrect? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D none of the above. Correct answer is option C. Acid rain results when sulfur dioxide SO2 and nitrogen oxides NOx are emitted into the atmosphere and transported by wind and air currents. The SO2 and NOx react with water, oxygen and other chemicals to form sulfuric and nitric acids. These then mix with water and other materials before falling to the ground. Normal rain has a pH of above 5.6. It is slightly acidic because carbon dioxide CO2 dissolves into it, forming weak carbonic acid. Acid rain usually has a pH of less than 5.6. Let's see the next question. Lemon juice would have a pH of option A between 0 and 7, option B between 7 and 14, option C 7, option D 0. Correct answer is option A. pH is a scale for measuring the hydrogen ion concentration of a solution. On this scale, values less than 7 represent acidic nature of solution. Values more than 7 represents basic nature of solution, while 7 represents neutral solution. All acidic solutions taste sour and turn blue litmus to red. Lemon juice, being acidic, gives a pH value of around 2.2. All bases have a bitter taste and turn red litmus to blue. They also give a soapy feeling on touching. At room temperature, pure water has a pH of 7. Let's move on to the next question. An increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations leads to acidic oceans. What can be the possible impact of ocean acidification? 1. It leads to the shallowing of carbonate compensation depth (CCD). 2. It will cause a saturation horizon to rise vertically in the water column. 3. It converts bicarbonate ions to carbonate, thus resulting in thinner shells. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Option A 1 only, option B 1 and 2 only, option C 2 and 3 only, option D 1, 2 and 3. Correct answer is option B. An increase in CO2 concentration not only leads to warmer oceans but also more acidic oceans. As the uptake of atmospheric carbon dioxide by the ocean increases, the concentration of hydrogen ions in the ocean increases, the concentration of carbonate ions decreases, the pH of the oceans decreases, and the oceans become less alkaline. This process is known as ocean acidification. Since the availability of carbonate ions decreases, calcification is harder to achieve and the shells end up being thinner and fragile. It leads to the shallowing of carbonate compensation depth (CCD). It will cause saturation horizon to rise vertically in the water column. Let's see the next question. The pH scale ranges between option A 0 to 7, option B 8 to 14, option C 0 to 14, option D 1 to 14. Correct answer is option C. The pH scale measures how acidic or basic a substance is. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. A pH less than 7 is acidic, a pH of 7 is neutral, a pH greater than 7 is basic. The pH scale is logarithmic and as a result, each whole pH value below 7 is 10 times more acidic than the next higher value. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following statement is correct for chemical reaction? Option A. Chemical reactions are reversible. Option B. Energy is absorbed during all chemical reactions. Option C. Chemical reaction involves breaking and making of chemical bonds. Option D. All of the above. Correct answer is option C. Chemical reaction is a process that leads to the transformation of one set of chemical substances to another. Chemical reactions involve the making and breaking of covalent bonds, and these transformations have energy consequences. Heat is the most common form of energy introduced into or released from chemical reactions, but light, electrical current, and sound may also be involved. Let's see the next question. During which type of chemical reaction heat is absorbed? Option A. Photochemical reaction. Option B. Endothermic reaction. Option C. Exothermic reaction. Option D. Electrolytic reaction. Correct answer is option B. Chemical reactions are generally accompanied by heat changes. A reaction in which heat is evolved is called exothermic chemical reaction. A reaction in which heat is absorbed is called endothermic chemical reaction. The last question is, in which type of chemical reaction the valency of the element increases? Option A. Reduction reaction. Option B. Oxidation reaction. Option C. Decomposition reaction. Option D. Irreversible reaction. Correct answer is option B. Oxidation is a process in which one or more electrons are lost or valency of the element increases. According to modern concept, loss of electron is called oxidation, whereas gain of electron is called reduction. A reaction in which both oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously is called redox reaction. The reactant that oxidizes the other reactants is called as oxidizing agent, and the reactant that reduces is called the reducing agent. So these were the important questions from acid, base, pH and chemical reactions. We will discuss next topic in our next video. If you don't want to miss this series, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you will get the notification when the video will be uploaded. Thank you and keep learning.